All right, welcome back, everybody. Today we're diving into something I think we can all relate to, especially when that summer heat kicks in. Keeping that AC running right. We've got this awesome guide all about DIY AC fixes, and I'm ready to break it down and see which problems we can actually tackle ourselves. Save some money, maybe impress ourselves with some newfound handyman skills, who knows. So let's jump right in. First things first, let's talk air filters. It's like AC 101, right? But seriously, it's the lungs of your system. Clogged filter. It's like trying to breathe through a straw. Your AC's working way harder than it needs to, using more energy, costing you more money. And on top of that, it could even shorten the lifespan of the whole unit. Not good. But luckily, finding that filter is usually a piece of cake. It's usually hanging out near the return vent or tucked inside the air handler. Disposable filters. Swap them out every 1 to 3 months, easy peasy. Washable ones. Just follow the manufacturer's instructions for cleaning. Trust me, this one little step makes a huge difference for your system's efficiency, and your wallet's going to thank you. Okay, now let's head outside for a minute. We got to give some love to that outdoor unit, that big metal box working hard to keep things cool. That's where the condenser lives. And just like us, it needs space to breathe. If it's choked by leaves, debris, or even just overgrown plants, it can't do its job properly. So before we even touch anything, safety first, got to turn off the power to the unit. Then, clear away any obstructions. Give those fins a gentle rinse with a garden hose. No power washing here, folks. And just a little pro tip, make sure you've got at least 2 feet of clearance around the entire unit. You'll be surprised how much of a difference a little breathing room can make. Now, for a part of the system that often gets neglected, the drain line, this little guy removes moisture as the AC cools the air. But it can get clogged up with all sorts of gunk, leading to backups, reduced cooling, and even water damage. Nobody wants that. So first things first, got to find that drain line. It's usually hanging out near the indoor air handler. Grab yourself a wet, dry vac, suck out any clogs, and then here's a little trick. Pour a 50-50 mix of water and vinegar down the line. That'll keep things flowing smoothly and prevent future blockages. A little preventative maintenance goes a long way, right? Now, we tend to think all AC problems stem from the unit itself, but sometimes the culprit is something much simpler, the thermostat. Before we jump to any conclusions, let's do a quick check. Is it set to cool? Is the temperature where you want it? And don't forget those batteries. You'd be surprised how often that's all it takes to solve a too-warm house mystery. And speaking of thermostats, upgrading to a programmable or a smart thermostat can actually save you a good chunk of change on your energy bills. I'm talking like up to 10% in savings just by being a little bit smarter about how you control your AC. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's keep this momentum going. Next up, we're giving some attention to those unsung heroes, the air vents. They're responsible for spreading that lovely cool air throughout your house. But when they're blocked or dirty, your AC has to work overtime. Higher energy bills, uneven cooling, nobody wants that. The good news is, this is another easy fix. First, make sure nothing's blocking those vents, furniture, curtains, anything like that. Then, grab your trusty vacuum with the brush attachment and give those grills a thorough cleaning. If you're feeling extra ambitious, you can even remove the vent covers and wash them with soap and water. You'd be amazed at how much dust and gunk can build up there. Okay, speaking of sneaky culprits, let's talk about duct leaks. Your AC relies on this network of ducts to deliver that cool air throughout your house. But over time, those ducts can spring leaks, letting that precious cool air escape. And that means your system has to work harder, costing you more in energy bills. Now, major duct repairs are best left to the professionals, but if you've got small leaks in accessible areas, you can tackle those yourself. Start by finding those leaks. They usually like to hang out around connections or bends in the ductwork. Then grab some foil-backed duct tape or Nastic sealant. It's like picking the right bandage for the job. Small gaps. Foil tape is your best friend. Larger tears or areas that might move around. Mastic sealants could be the more durable, airtight solution. Just make sure the area is clean and dry before you apply anything. I know it's not the most glamorous DIY project, but sealing those sneaky leaks can really put some money back in your pocket. And it feels pretty good to know you're not just cooling your house, you're also keeping those hard-earned dollars where they belong, right? Now, before we get too carried away with our DIY adventures, it's important to remember that some AC issues are definitely best left to the professionals. Refrigerant leaks, for example. Those require special handling and equipment, and trying to fix them yourself can be dangerous and can actually damage your system even more. And anything electrical with your AC should always be handled by a licensed electrician. Electricity is serious business, folks, and trying to DIY electrical repairs could lead to serious injury, even death. And listen, if you've tried all the DIY fixes we've talked about, and your AC is still giving you the cold shoulder, or if the problem keeps coming back, it's probably time to call in a professional for a thorough checkup. Sometimes the underlying issue is more complicated than it looks, and a trained eye can spot those subtle signs that we might miss.
A professional technician can pinpoint the root of the problem, whether it's a hidden leak, a failing component, or something else entirely. They can then recommend the best course of action, whether it's a simple repair, a system upgrade, or even a full replacement. Sometimes getting a professional assessment is the most cost-effective option in the long run because it can prevent further damage and save you from bigger expenses down the road. All right, we covered a lot of ground today, but the main goal here isn't to turn you into an AC expert overnight. It's about giving you the knowledge and confidence to tackle simple maintenance tasks that'll keep your AC happy, your wallet happy, and your home nice and cool. And remember, regular maintenance is key. By tackling those small issues early on, you can prevent them from turning into major headaches. So congratulations, you've just leveled up your DIY skills. Give yourself a pat on the back because you're well on your way to becoming a master of your domain. Okay, so we were just talking about those trickier AC issues where it's like, all right, time to call in the pros.
But let's rewind for a sec and go back to those DIY fixes we talked about, the ones that can really make you feel like, yeah, I got this. We started with something super simple, just changing or cleaning that air filter. Small act, big impact, right? Keeps things running smoothly. Air stays fresh. It's a win-win. Then we went outside, gave that hardworking outdoor unit some love, made sure it's got space to breathe, can really do its thing without struggling. And hey, remember that drain line, the one that often gets forgotten? We tackled that too. Made sure it's clear, no clogs, ready to handle all that moisture. Oh, and of course, got to give a shout out to the control center, the thermostat. Sometimes just checking the settings and batteries, that's all you need to solve the mystery of a too warm house. And we even talked about how upgrading to a programmable, or even better, a smart thermostat, can save you some serious cash on those energy bills. Up to 10% savings just by being a little more strategic about your cooling. That's pretty awesome. Then back inside, we focused on those often overlooked heroes, the air vents. Keep them clean, keep them clear, and that cool air can flow freely throughout your house. It's go-doing. Makes your AC's job a whole lot easier, that's for sure. And last but not least, we dug into those sneaky duct leaks. You know, those little energy vampires that can really drive up your bills. Little foil tape, some mastic sealant, and boom, those leaks are gone. Your home's comfy, and your wallet's happy. But you know, there's something else that's super important when it comes to keeping your AC in tip-top shape. Preventative maintenance. Think of it like taking your car in for a regular checkup. Catch those small issues before they become big, expensive problems. Just like you wouldn't wait for your car to totally break down before taking it to the mechanic, right? Same goes for your AC. Don't wait till it's completely conked out to show it some love. Scheduling regular maintenance visits with a qualified technician can save you a ton of headaches down the line. They'll inspect all the components, clean and lubricate all those moving parts, check refrigerant levels, basically give your AC a full health check. You know what else is great? They can spot those tiny signs of wear and tear that we might miss. Things like cracks in the ductwork, loose connections, those kinds of things. And by addressing them early, you prevent them from turning into major repairs later on. It's like investing a little bit now to avoid a big expense later. Smart, right? So how often should you schedule these preventative maintenance visits? Most experts recommend at least once a year, ideally in the spring, before the cooling season really kicks in. That way, your AC is all prepped and ready to tackle those hot summer days. Of course, if you notice anything weird going on, strange noises, funky smells, performance issues, don't wait for that annual checkup. Call a technician right away. Remember, early detection is key to keep that AC running smoothly and avoid those midsummer breakdowns that can really throw a wrench in your plans. Welcome back. We've covered a lot of ground in our little AC deep dive here, from simple fixes to when to call in the pros. Feeling pretty confident, huh? Knowing how to keep your house cool and comfortable all summer long. That's a good feeling. But you know what's really cool? This whole DIY mindset, it doesn't stop at the AC. We've been talking about keeping things running smooth, saving money, and that applies to so much more around the house. Think about it. Basic plumbing, maybe some minor electrical work, even simple carpentry or a fresh coat of paint. There's a whole world of DIY out there just waiting to be explored. And the best part is there are so many resources to help you along the way. The internet, oh man, it's a goldmine of tutorials and how-to videos. And don't forget your local hardware store. Those folks are usually a wealth of knowledge. Sometimes a quick chat with someone who really knows their stuff is all you need. But you know, embracing that DIY spirit, it's not just about saving money, although that's definitely a nice bonus. It's about really taking ownership of your space, learning new skills, and feeling that sense of accomplishment when you finish a project. It's about building confidence and realizing, hey, I can do way more than I thought I could. So what's next on your list? What project have you been putting off? What have you always wanted to try?